Tom.
God, this helmet's ridiculous. Hello, everybody. Tom Fawkes here. Welcome back to more of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, the Krug Chronicles. In the last episode, we succeeded in getting a sword back. I actually kind of want to talk to the merchant guy about that sword now that I've successfully stabbed him in the back. In this episode, however, we are going to Castle Coral in order to solve a great mystery. Who stole the painting of the Count? To recover the stolen painting, I should begin by questioning the castle residents, then search the castle for physical clues.
So, you a living statue, or are you gonna say something?
Krug wishes to know about the clues.
Aye, it was a fine portrait of a fine man.
Investigation.
So, the Countess hired you to find the painting, eh? Well, you'll not find it by gawking at me.
Gather clues.
The night of the theft, I was in the Great Hall, having an argument with a delivery boy from Braville. It seems his horse lost its footing in the heavy rain we had that night, and the shipment of port that it was carrying slipped to the ground. Oh, the fall broke most of the bottles. He didn't want to claim responsibility, but I gave him what for and sent him away. After that, I spent the rest of the night in my quarters, reading.
What's with the ...
For you, of course.
He's already pretty high with me, so I don't think he'd have a reason to lie. Although the reading thing is a little bit suspicious.
Coral's got plenty to eat and good thick walls, and that suits me fine. I don't know what's going on.
All right. I don't want to click accuse because there's going to be a lot there. When I asked about the night in question, Orgnolf told me they spent a bit of time arguing with the delivery boy in the Great Hall who had a bit of an accident with a wine shipment in the rain. Then spent the rest of the night in his room. I should continue questioning suspects as the Countess recommended.
Poor old Orgnolf.
How goes it?
Poor old Orgnolf. That's okay. Let me question the people that are in the castle.
A pleasure to meet you again.
Hello, gather clues.
My duties rely on watching no more than the throne and attending to visitors. But confidentially, I will say that Orgnolf has been acting a bit unusual. His abuse of drink has gotten worse lately. He has taken to asking for money from others to purchase spirits. A porter's wage does not befit his habit.
Interesting.
The honor blade has been returned to the castle after all.
Okay, well, yeah. Laith Waverick, the castle herald, told me that he observed Orgnolf having a drinking problem and often asks for money to fund his new habit. I should continue questioning the suspects as the Countess recommended. Let me talk to him again.
Oh, it's Valga's errand book.
Okay, well, there's nothing really going on there.
For poor old Orgnolf.
The castle, the private quarters of Castle Coral. Hello.
Hello.
That's not a painting of the husband. All right.
Hello. Are you searching for something?
Indeed. I am doing the investigating.
Yes. I have heard that the painting of the Count was taken. I was unaware she hired an outsider to conduct the investigation. May luck be with you.
And also with you.
The stolen painting was of Count Valga. Whoever painted it could not do the man justice. He was kind and noble, which is difficult to convey on canvas. I'm afraid other than that, I cannot offer much more information.
So it seems Chanel has, looks upon the Count and Countess in a positive light, which doesn't exonerate her, exactly. I mean, Orgnolf is still the prime suspect based on the account of the court attendant.
The night that the painting was stolen, I was in the courtyard of the castle taking star readings. After a while, I decided to go into the dining area just off the Great Hall. I poured myself some wine and studied the charts I had made until it was time to sleep. From there, I went directly to my chamber and slept the rest of the night.
All right.
We're simple, God-fearing folk here in County Coral. Easterners worship their wallets and their fat bellies.
Interesting. When asked about the night in question, Chanel told me that she spent some time in the courtyard of the castle taking star readings, and she made her way to the dining area off the Great Hall. Finally, she went to her quarters to sleep, and she continued questioning suspects as the Countess recommended.
You look like you've...
Actually,
Pleasure.
you know anything? No, okay.
Bye.
I was hoping he'd know something about this, about the goings-ons around here.
Greetings, Orc.
Apparently not.
I feel I can truly share with you without fear.
Interesting.
I am Orak Grogoth, steward to Countess Ariana Valga, Countess of Coral. I manage her affairs, and the castle is in my keeping.
Gather clues.
Huh. I don't remember seeing Channel or Orgnolf that entire evening. But then again, I stayed in my quarters most of the night. There was no point in going on my usual walk with all of the rain falling.
Okay.
As far as Channel and Orgnolf go, they seem fine to me.
Ooh.
I only had a minor scrape with Orgnolf recently. I caught him drinking in the West Tower on the upper level. I told him if he didn't stop, I would tell the Countess. He just grumbled and agreed. He hasn't bothered me since.
Interesting. It was raining the night it was stolen. How could Chanel have made star charts and looked at the stars if it was raining? Orak Grogoth mentioned he was in the castle the entire night because it had been raining, but didn't see Orgnolf or Chanel. Also, he mentioned he had caught Orgnolf drinking in the West Tower once. When he had threatened to tell the Countess about it, Orgnolf apparently stopped. I should continue questioning suspects as the Countess recommended. Damn, can't sleep in this nice, cozy bed. Caught drinking in the West Tower, huh? Well, let me go ahead and speak to the final person, who I believe just returned.
Hi there. I'm Bitneld, the Curse Bringer, Captain of the Coral Guard. What can I do for you?
Not a great title you have there.
I'm sorry, I wasn't in that evening. I was making my rounds of Coral. The only odd occurrence lately was with Channel. I have seen her spending a lot of time in the West Tower. When I asked her about it, she said it involved her spell research. I suppose at the time it sounded good enough for me.
Interesting. So honestly, it's between Chanel and Orgnolf. Orgnolf would be Orgnolf seems like the red herring just based off his drinking habit.
Farewell.
But they both have reason to go for the painting. I've spoken to all possible suspects. Now I should concentrate on gathering clues if I'm to solve the crime. West Tower it is. South Tower? Where's the West Tower? There we go. Castle Coral Private Key. Ink and Quill. That goes back to the private quarters. This goes to the Arch Tower. This goes down into the West Tower some more. Unusual painting. I found an interesting painting in a concealed area in the West Tower. It seems someone in the castle is a painter. I should continue looking for more clues. Yeah, okay. Cheap wine. That's not really enough to implicate Orgnolf. Let me see if the Arch Tower is anything. Yeah, there's the wine. Sack, chest. I don't think we're gonna find anything in here. I think I'm looking for more clues that just have that sort of like grabby symbol on them. That just goes back out to Coral. Jesus, where the hell did this bring me? Am I anywhere near the castle? Wow, that's a long ways away. All right. Okay. Some more clues are needed, eh? Let me see what else I got here. Streets of Coral. Castle's West Tower and confirmed witnesses, where she was performing some of her magic research. Okay. Because it had been raining. Let's see. Orgnolf told me he'd spent a bit of time arguing with the delivery boy who had a wine shipment in the rain, then spent the rest of the night in his room. Let me check Orgnolf's room then. Chanel's quarters, South Tower, Great Hall. Orgnolf's quarters, private quarters, Great Hall.
Morning.
Orgnolf's quarters, which is a very easy lock. Wow, okay. Plenty of wine. That goes along with his drinking. The same type of wine that I found in the basement. Near the painting. There isn't a book to be had here either. The only clue I found is the painting. I guess I could check Chanel's quarters as well.
Any luck yet? Hello.
Nope.
Until your return.
Oh,
He's got nothing new to say either.
back to work for poor old Orgnolf.
This is a very interesting quest. Book of Daedra, Darkest Darkness, Glare in the Mystic. Urns. A lectern. Chanel seems to have painting supplies concealed in the lectern in a room. The fact that they're concealed seems suspicious. I should probably search for more clues. Interesting. So this definitely seems like it's pointing towards Chanel then. What is this? A manual spellcraft. Book of Daedra. Darkest Darkness. I wonder if any of these books... Nope, just standard things. Can't really pickpocket her either.
Hello.
Okay.
Until your return.
Anywhere else I need to check? I should continue searching for more clues. Let's see what other things people have said. Bitnell, the captain of the guard. Front her about it. Said she was... I'm starting to think that maybe... I wish I could question more people, but it seems like I just gotta search for clues right now. Seems like going to the West Tower proper is probably my best bet here. Though again, all I have to work with are the painting supplies. That actually also could have been, considering that's cheap wine, which is not the type of wine I found. What of back here? It could be both of them. This is a very tough quest. I wonder if I could speak with the Countess on the matter some more. Ooh, that's a Varla stone.
I hope the investigation...
Rumors?
With Regulus Terentius for a father, what do you expect from Gellius? The acorn never falls too far from the tree.
I have no idea who any of these people are. Accuse?
When you find enough evidence, confront the person whom you believe to be the villain and see if they will confess. I do not wish them harmed, as I want the thief to face justice.
Okay.
Good luck, investigator.
Usually these things come in threes. I could check the dining hall as well. As that's where Chanel said she was. Found paint stains and a paint footprint on the carpet in the dining area of the Great Hall. I now have enough clues to make an accusation. Oh boy. And like, part of me was hoping it's a red herring. Oh, it was a red herring because Chanel seems like a very nice woman. But I guess it kind of goes with the don't, oops. I didn't mean to do that. For some reason, I was technically not allowed in there, but now I am. Chanel.
Any luck? Hello again. I hope your search for the painting goes well.
Hold on a second. Just in case this is this whole thing is a giant red herring, but the evidence is pointing to Chanel.
Hello.
Chanel, I accuse you.
Are you accusing me of taking the painting?
Yes.
Very well. I confess to the crime. But please understand, I only did it out of the great love I had in my heart for Count Volga.
Why?
It was I that painted that portrait. When the Count was lost, the Countess spent so much time with it that I became jealous.
You painted over
I
it?
had to have the painting back, so I decided to steal it, then hide it behind the painting in my quarters. I'm ashamed of my crime, but ready to face what fate has in store for me. I am ashamed that I took the painting, but my love for the Count was greater than you could imagine.
Investigation.
You have your criminal. Congratulations.
Gather clues.
I was careless to leave my art supplies around the castle like I did. I suppose I was easy to discover.
Accuse.
We've already been through this, and I admitted my guilt.
Okay.
I am undone.
I am undone. Well, now I've got a rolled up portrait. Is that just in my other? Yeah, rolled up portrait. It is worth 1 gold. You know, for a portrait that's of the Count. Oh, geez, what happened here? This is the South Tower. Ah, this is where the drinks have been being had. The Cirilli Brothers wine. Wasn't he drinking the West Tower, though? Maybe it was the South Tower, and I just misheard it, or like did something with it to, with West Tower. Hello.
Oh, you have returned from your investigation, and I'm eager to hear the results.
You're gonna want to sit
Whom
down
did you
for this.
accuse?
I accuse Chanel.
I'm shocked to hear of Chanel's crime, as she has always been such a nice member of our court. But I see that your evidence is without question.
She gave me the painting.
She shall be banished from Castle Coral and stripped of her duties. However, I am not without pity, and therefore she shall not be jailed. But she is never to set foot in Coral again. Congratulations on a job well done. As a reward, please accept this bounty of gold and gems. You've earned it.
Well, thank you.
The painting of the Count once again sits in its rightful place.
Flawed emeralds!
We're a mountain people, tough, independent. County Coral is rich in mines and timber, wool and mutton, and hard-working people. Farewell.
Well, I guess that works. One thing I was kind of looking into when I was researching this game, Cyrodiilic brandy, ooh. One thing I was researching when I was looking into this game was the... What do we have here? Are these just... Oh, they're just pelts. Are these all just pelts? Wow, okay. I was looking into how pickpocketing worked in this game, and it's all based on the sneak stat. I definitely like Skyrim's pickpocketing better. Especially if you, like, max it out, and then you start pickpocketing from the Forsworn. Because the Briarhearts, guess what? That's not just the name, that's actually what they have, are the Briarhearts. Meaning that if you steal the Briarhearts from them, they die. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite bits of doing pickpocketing. At any rate, I have solved the mystery, so we must now go on to our next quest. Leowyn, I wonder if we have anything else in Coral. Anvil. I need Nirnroot. Dark Brotherhood. Speak to Jeffrey. Strange Door in Nibbin Bay. You know, I should probably consider doing some of these DLC quests as well. Centuries ago, a great battle took place in Anvil Bay. In the battle, legendary pirate Toradan Abdougal, the captain of the infamous Black Flag, was defeated by the first Count of Anvil. Rumors have been circulating of a hidden underground cavern beneath Castle Anvil. The rumors are to be believed, and the final resting place of Captain Dougal and his ship have been uncovered. I should investigate these rumors as soon as possible. So let's start doing the DLC quests here. I guess I'll go to Castle Anvil and then swim for it. I think. Door to the Gold Coast.
Let's hear it.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Fiddly-dee, a fiddly-dee. Wait a minute, where? Does it just assume that I'm still in? Because according to this, where I need to go is actually this way? It would appear there's a cave that leads under the castle anvil. The rumors indicate that Dunbarrow Cove may be under the castle itself. I should head into the cave. There it is. Dunbarrow Cove. Ooh. Water hyacinth. I don't think I've seen these before. Oh, and sacred lotus. Those are some stuff that I'd never had before. Weird, those are growing in the middle of the water. I'm in. Hacker voice, I'm in. Hello, Nanroot. I wonder if maybe, because I think level 25 is when everything kind of peaks out. There's probably undead up the wazoo down here. Or if these roots are any indications, probably, or there's somebody living down here. Is this a bedroll? The locked room. Is that actually something that I can gain information from? Oh, it's a training book. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. I guess technically this just counts as part of the inside of the castle. Ooh, the Count and/or Countess of Anvil is going to be so cross with me. Cannot be picked, needs a key. Oh, into the anvil, okay. So wait, what am I looking for? I need a key for this. But there must be a key somewhere in here, right? Followers of the Grey Fawkes. Did I lose the key? I only had a letter going off of this, right? And I don't think I dropped the key. Scythe. I'll probably have to look into where to get the key from. Let me read the quest log again. Head into the cave. All right, I'm in the cave. But what I need is on the other side of this door. Maybe the quest will continue if I make an attempt to open it. It's kind of how things generally go. Cannot be picked, you need the key. Weird. Maybe it's inside Castle Anvil? Either that or something severely screwed up here. Chests are where I'd assume, like, the more guarded things would be. But it doesn't seem to be the case. Oh, wait, what's this? Falsehoods! A steel cutlass. I mean, that's cool, so I'm gonna take it. So it turns out I was just going the wrong way. I followed the rumors and found Dunbarrow Cove and the remains of the Black Flag. However, the cavern are overrun by skeletons of the pirates who perished here. I'll have to put all them to rest before I can begin to refit the cove. Refit the cove? Whoa, Nelson. Whoa, Nelson! This is badass! Man, I'm really gonna have to go to town on these skeletons, huh? Are they meaty? Ha! Oh! Ahoy. Alright, well. If he wants to come get me, he can. For the time being, I'm going to put a charge back in my thing. Unless I don't have the soul. I do have a soul gem for it, okay. I use the common soul gems because the grand soul gems can be, rather useful in their own regard. I wonder what kind of souls these things have. Yo-ho! I shall drain thee of thine health. There's no soul gem. Ain't no soul gem large enough. I don't think there are any skeleton wizards. I could try using the dagger to see if that can get me my, my stuff back here. Let's see, do you have any magic? Nope, you do not. Alright, the mace it is. Whoops. meal. Bone meal. Those skeletons see me? There's no skeletons left except the ones over there. I guess I just have to drop down onto the ship and hope for the best. Beer! Whoa! Oh, Krug, get up! Wow, these guys do nothing to you, but man alive. I also, hold on, I want to use the, they can't be Black Souls. I mean, they could be Black Souls if they're undead, but... Oh, diamonds! Oh, this is some of the stuff that... Flawless diamonds! Heck yes, dude. Let me use Azura Star. There we go. What kind of souls these things have? Grand! God damn it! Curse their incredible blade prowess. Good lord. They've had time to practice, it would seem. There are 2 skeletons down here. Captured the soul, got the bone meal. Might as well, might as well recharge stuff, right? Capture more souls. Grand soul gems of the undead skeletal crew here? Yes, please. Come and get it, bitch. Use Azura Star. Recharge. Ooh, I didn't even have to use it! A fine steel cutlass. In which case I will get rid of the standard. Wait, the regular steel cutlass is better. Well, I like the word fine, so I'm gonna, you know, keep it up with that. A rusty door. Small crate of cloth and yarn. Not unless this is part of the cove that I could just sort of like refurbish to my own liking. Seems like the rest of the pirates I need to swashbuckle here are in the ship proper. This area kind of reminds me of the water level from Donkey Kong 64. The pirate level. Part of me is kind of glad they've done away with the what do you call it? Like the attribute system in Oblivion. But part of me wishes, sorry, they've done away with the attribute system for Skyrim, but part of me wishes they kept that around. Because being able to improve your things like your jump height and your running speed are pretty nifty to me. Do I have a disease? Am I diseased in a way? Reflect spell, resist magicka. No. I don't know if it's just me, but my stamina seems to be regenerating very slowly. Cheap wine. This seems like these seem like the ship interiors from Skyrim. I don't think I've been inside a single ship in this entire game. There is a lot to behold here. Hello. Oh, that's weird. It seemed like I was supposed to come down here. An empty chest! Oh, drats and darn. Wait, what the hell? It didn't want me to go in there at all. Oh, it wants me to go in here. The captain's quarters. Oh, hello. You just got embedded into the wall. I've destroyed the last of the undead pirates and claimed Dunbarrow Cove as my own. The cavern and the hulk of the Black Flag are in terrible condition after hundreds of years underground. I should speak with Dahlia Rackham of the Clarabella. She'll be able to assist me in hiring a crew to turn Dunbarrow Cove into a suitable base of operations. And there's a journal here. A superb steel cutlass. I think I'll take that as a souvenir instead of the fine steel cutlass. Oh, it'd be a fine sword, but the superb cutlass be better. Alright, let's read his journal. Third era, 286, or thereabouts. I'm finding it unlikely that anyone will find this journal, but if they do, know that here be written the last words of the great Captain Toradan Abdougal, Scourge of the Ossaban Sea, Terror of the Gold Coast, Cutthroat of Hunding Bay, and Lord Captain of the Red Saber, the finest band of buccaneers and pirates e'er to sail Tamriel. I ain't no man with much use for words. I ain't never been to no academies. And I ain't never wrote no books. Words ain't never earned me no gold, so they's worthless to me. That's why, you have quartermates and first mates. But I'm gonna be setting my last thoughts down here on paper, because I ain't got much time left here, and it's every old man's right to have his last words heard. Now me business was fighting, sailing, and looting. I became a leader of sailing men, the most feared in history, or so they tells me. Now before ye be getting ahead of yourself, let me be warning ye that me tale does not end well, as I'm sure you can see from wherever you found me rotten bones of this god's cursed cavern. I was born in a little town on the north coast of Skyrim called Dunbarrow. Me mother was a wench and me father was a right bastard. The only thing that either of them e'er did for me was doing me the favour of selling me off to a sea captain when I were 9. The captain, he taught me everything I e'er need to know about sailing, and a few things about the rest too. You see, he were a smuggler, and he taught me all about smuggling and avoiding the Imperial Navy, as he run the skooma route from Daggerfall to Vivek. Shame he were caught and hung. He were as close to a daddy as this old pirate e'er knew. Closer than that bastard what sold me off, that's for sure. Part 2. After the captain were hung, I got around Hammerfell a lot, filling with a few crews here and there, and after a time got myself hired as a midshipman on Captain Calidus's rig. Of course, Calidus was a drunkard and a damn fool, and the damn fool ran his own ship aground in Anvil before we could any real pirating done. So embarrassed were he that he drank himself to death in one of his pisshole taverns in this flat little seawater town. So there I were in a backwater port when the war against the usurper broke out. I were out on hire with a trickery tub and her worthless rud of a captain when the Imperial Navy stole every pirate ship in port to go and fight their war. We was coming back in dock when we heard about it. Now only a fool doesn't bite when he smells blood in the water. And that captain of ours was gonna hand his rudder over to the Navy. The rest of us, well, we didn't like that so much. We cut his throat and tossed his worthless carcass into the depths of Hermaeus Mora to feast. Depths for Hermaeus Mora to feast on. Or Hermes Mora to feast on. The rest of us put keel to this mud hole and broke for the nearest cove to lay low for a while. Now the thing that I learned about war is that it's profitable for just about everyone except for the poor bastards that actually have to go and fight it. While the Navy were busy putting down the revolution, they were too busy to worry about a bunch of pirates running up and down the Gold Coast. And even better for us, the Navy was needing a stream of supplies up in High Rock to fight and didn't have ships to escort them. In case you don't be knowing cargo vessels without escorts, the pirate's best friend. In just a couple of years, I had every buccaneer from here to Vailingwood flying under me flag. We had dozens of ships and crew, and more men joined on every day. Soldiers and sailors cast off from the war, escaped prisoners, and they were the best cutthroats and sons of whores that a pirate captain could ever wish for. It brings a tear to me eye to think of them all. But even better than the men were the ships. Captured Navy cutters, refitted privateer galleons, even had a few of them Bosmer ships with the funny living sails on my fleet. The finest ship I saved for myself, the Black Flag. You'll find her rotting hole around here. She don't look like much now, but I could tell you that in her day, there were no vessels she couldn't outrun. All these men in ships, we called ourselves the Red Saber. The merchant ships called us Death on the Seas. We got to be so feared that most crews just abandon ship when they seen our flag on the horizon. With no navy to stop us, Captain Toradan Abdougal and the Red Saber was known all over the East. Now, I ain't one to brag, but the Empire had a bounty on me of 40,000 coins. Now, that's something to be proud of. Of course, the poor bastards could never collect on it, Anvil being the wretched den that it is, and most sailors there worked for me anyhow. The Legion couldn't never get no one to give me up. I wish those days could have lasted forever. But you know how it is, friend. Ain't nothing good can ever last. Part 3. I ain't got much time left. Sure, we had plenty of food down here. Lasted for years, but all this time in the wet and dark, I got something nasty growing in me. What a terrible way to die. Not the end of an enemy's cutlass, but because of some damn sickness. No seafaring man should die like this. At least I can still hear the water. But I was telling the story of how I got mine, weren't I? I cursed the day that the Cameron usurper died and that war ended, because it was that day that Commodore Facile Umbranox turned his attention to the Red Saber. A couple of months after the war, that fat pompous bastard decided to come down here to Anvil to take up port in my town, looking to break up the Red Saber. The Emperor gave him whatever he asked for to campaign against us. Despite the coffers being empty from the war and High Rock. When Umbranox couldn't get what he needed from my men in Anvil, he set out looking all over the Abyssian Sea for the Black Flag. There are hundreds of islands in the Abyssian, and he landed a crew on each one. He rooted out my men where he could find them, hung those that weren't willing to go peacefully, and jailed those who laid down arms. No matter for many ships and men it cost him, he kept coming with more and more. We couldn't never get ahead of him, and we couldn't never mount a counterattack. It took him 4 years and a hell of a lot of ships, but that sea rat finally tracked me down. It were me own fault anyway. If I never made the mistake I made, he'd have died before he found me. But a man has to stand up for his mistakes, no matter if it cost him. Besides, ain't like I'll be fooling you, since you're likely staring at me bones as you're reading this. Umbranox had his main force out of the port following the lead that I planted. I set sail back to Anvil, hoping to catch him off guard, capture the boats he left behind, and fight him with his own ships in Anvil Bay. Ha! Can you imagine looking at Pig's face if it had worked? I thought I'd finally get the horse in to show his face in a proper fight. I should have known, but he had men waiting there for me. We fought like hell, but we were trapped in the bay. The Navymen set the town on fire to keep us from fleeing into the land. I'm sure that the fine citizens of Cyrodiil didn't weep for the torching of a town of thieves. The main force of Imperial dogs held us until Umbranox showed up on his flagship. Umbranox fought me to the last ship, and in the end, the bay was filled with sunken and burning boats. If I weren't fighting for me life, I'd have probably thought it were beautiful. So the Black Flag and Umbranox's rickety tub were the only ones that were still floating and fighting when dawn come. So I did what any pirate with sense would do. I tried to run. Now understand, I'm a right bastard in me own way, but I'm a pirate, a murderer, a thief, and I certainly ain't never believed in a fair fight. But there's a line and an unspoken code between sailing men, and Umbranox went too far. He had mages on his ship. Mages ain't never been allowed on my boats. They're no good, bad luck, and I don't trust them. Turns out I was right. I cut across the south side of the bay, along the huge cliff wall that used to be there. I had me helmsman stay as close as he could to the cursed cliffs. I could hear those mages from the deck of Umbranox's ship yelling some nonsense into the wind. A few rocks fell into me deck and a few more, and then the whole bloody cliff came crashing down on top of me. Now don't you worry, I didn't die just then. The cliff collapsed around the ship, making this damn cavern. Better it just fell on us, but no, it sealed the Black Flag and her crew and me under tons of rock. We were buggered. And finally, Part 4 to end off this quest here. I seen me own blood more times than I could ever count, but seeing the ragged mess that just come up out of me lungs just now is the only time I've ever been afraid of it. I guess I should be getting to the last bit of me story. Me and me crew were trapped down here, never seen the light again or some rot. We tried digging out, we tried blasting out, we tried calling to the Nines and Daedric Princes for help. Nothing worked. Some of the men went crazy when we figured out that there were no getting out, but most of us just accepted what fate had dealt us. We made the hulk of the Black Flag into the best home we could and tried making a life of it down here. We had plenty of stores with us, and since most of the crew were killed in the fight, it was more than enough to go around. I will tell you, though, that you ain't known suffering until you ate nothing but hard rations for 20-some years. All the pain I ever caused anyone's been paid back to me tenfold and having to eat the same filth every day for the whole time I've been down here. Then Grim died off. Grim was the first, and one by one, the boys have been dropping off. They all got the same sickness I ended up with. We buried them when we could, threw them in the water when we didn't have the strength to bury them, finally just made them walk to the far side of the cavern a couple days before the sickness ran its course. I'm the last, and I suppose that makes sense. The great Captain Dougal defeated by facile Umbernox and buried alive forever. I wonder what became of Anvil. Probably let it burn and swept the ashes into the sea. Umbernox probably went back to the Imperial City to pat himself on the back and be rewarded with lands and titles. Like I said, way back in the beginning, I don't expect nobody to ever read this, but if by chance someone does find my carcass down here, in this pit, do an old seaman a favor. Track down whatever descendants that fat old sack Umbernox may have, and tell him that Torragon ap Dougal says hello. And with that, I'm gonna take all these books, actually. With that, that is the story of Captain Dougal. We're taking these back and we're putting the poor captain's memory up here. But anyway, next time in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, we're gonna be going to the Clarabella in order to figure out how to turn this place into a suitable base of operations. You know, maybe finding out about that hidden quest inside that one castle I own in the mountains. See you all next time. Later. Wow, they're flying Imperial flags on there. That's interesting. And of course, the Jolly Roger.